welcome to the Repat Diaries.
How you guys doing today?
So this is the first episode of what we are going to call the Keep It Real series, because I think people who live abroad, especially when it comes to repatriates, have the tendency to show you guys all the glamorous stuff, the great stuff,
all the photos,
the landscape, the videos of us doing cool stuff or whatever the case may be. But we rarely discuss the things that are difficult, the unexpected things, and the things that really have you thinking twice about if you really want to continue doing this. So today we're going to tell you a little bit about how our week was, and we're going to keep it real.
We always talk about building your village. That's very important when you're thinking about moving abroad, especially here to Africa, because a lot of things are based on relationships.
Right.
And so this week we were out we're still trying to get adjusted.
Right.
So we don't know many people here in Rwanda. When we were setting our course to move to Africa, we were focused solely on Ghana and building our village there and making sure we had people there that could support us and help us out with business and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. When we decided to move from there and we started to move around, Myra did a great job of actually meeting people who were in different countries, and we met a couple of different people via Facebook and some other groups that have kind of aided us a little bit since we've been here in Rwanda.
Typically before we go to countries, either we'll do a shout out and say, hey y'all, we don't know anybody in X, Y, and Z country. Do you have any contacts? Or I would just work on it myself. So joining the different expat groups for that particular country and just trying to connect with people who maybe is from there, either, whether it's locals or expats. And it's worked out for us. It's worked in our favor big time. And one of the people that we connected with here, I connected with on Facebook, was Brother Zach. And he's the one who has helped us tremendously with getting settled here, helping us as far as like everything, figuring out where to get internet, grocery shopping.
Helped us get our place.
He helped us get our place because he's in real estate here. So building that village before even moving, and really he was the only person that we knew here beforehand. Also connected with Brother Patrick, who is Kenyan, and he lived in Rwanda for about 10 years and he moved back to Kenya. So we talked, like we've been talking, and he's very well connected here. So we talked about wanting to get into agriculture and possibly do some things here, and he was like, hey, listen, I got a great brother for you guys. I need to connect you guys. I think he is the person that you need, and you guys are the people that he's been waiting on. So this week we've been actually doing business with him. He has a couple of different farms here, so we've been out looking at his land, looking at his farms, talking about some of the things that he wants to implement here and what his vision is for agriculture
it's
here,
just not here
in Rwanda.
Myra, this is not it.
So all this territory,
all of this to them. Oh,
yes,
okay.
It's mine.
So all of this, Myra,
And even this part here.
over there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
This is beautiful.
So you can go down.
So Patrick connected us, as you can see, with the brother in the video. His name was Brother Henry. He's an older gentleman, very nice guy. He has a lot of land that he purchased here in Rwanda back when nobody wanted it, and I don't understand why nobody would want that land because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But we're just moving forward with him. We're writing out our plan, getting our thoughts together, and business is on course. So we're doing well in that aspect at this moment. However, there are, some things that you just can't get adjusted to. And for us, the main thing is when we're traveling around, when we've been traveling around, it seems great. We're in these different countries, we're doing different things. But one of the things that actually really sucks, and it sucks for me and sucks for Myra, is the fact that we're kind of in this by ourselves. It can be a little lonely out here traveling, being in these different countries, not really knowing many people, and a lot of times we are just seeking, you know, other African Americans. We kind of miss that African American culture.
And so here we go. Okay, with the first like keeping it real moment. No matter where we come from, which is here.
Yes.
We are very far removed from that.
Yes.
And because of that, it makes it even harder because yes, everybody looks like you,
Yes.
right? And you know that you're a descendant of greatness, of this. But at the same time, you are very, very different. The language barriers are here. Yes, that's like the surface level. But when you start getting very deep, just the way we think
so
is
much different.
so different. The way we do business, the way we communicate, how we talk, you know, communication, like our gestures, everything is just very different. And you start to realize how long it's been since we've been here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell we're far removed
we're
from.
far removed.
And the thing is, I think last week we hinted at, you know, being immigrants versus being actually repatriates. Repatriates,
Yeah, no.
you know, going home sounds good and all, but when you
Yeah.
actually start to sit down and break it down, I mean, we are, like Mara said, very different.
Yeah.
And we have to do kind of a different song and dance when we get over here. We're no different than a lot of the foreigners that come from Europe or Asia or somewhere like that. They look at us the same because we're not from here in their eyes.
Yeah,
And so,
like and truth be told, in most local Africans or continental Africans' eyes, we're expats. We're
Yes.
just expats.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I don't blame them. I really don't. So this idea of romanticizing being here and there's just gonna be this connection, it's gonna be like, oh, cousin Pete, you know, like you ain't really having no cousin Pete moments, like, you know what I mean?
You might once you're here for a while.
Yeah, once you're here for a while and people know your face and, you know, maybe you make a little name for yourself and you get to know some of the
Yeah.
locals. Of course, you know, you'll make relationships,
Maybe you-
but
And that's the thing, just being here for a while, obviously we'll build those relationships with the locals, which is what we want.
Right.
But what we want also is a lot of our people out there, our soldiers out there that are watching us, our followers. Come on, we need people here. We want to build our own little tribe here in Africa and have our own culture. I mean, integrate theirs, but also maintain ours.
we're basically our own little tribe in America, right? We have our own traditions, our own way of doing things. We have a very strong culture, and there's just stuff that we miss, like a good spade game, you know,
A backyard barbecue.
a barbecue. Like, I mean, and these are things that you really don't think about, I think, prior to moving, and that you can't really prepare for until you're in it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, and you know, like, there's a greater good, right? There's a reason why you're doing this. We feel like we have a purpose. We're here for a reason.
Yeah.
The opportunities are here. But sometimes you really feel like, man, I miss what's familiar.
You know, we even have some days where we're like, you know, why are we doing this again? Can we just go back to America? We're lucky, I should say, that we have each other. A lot of people do this on their own, and so it makes it a little bit easier. But when we can bounce, you know, things off each other and we can kind of get each other back on track. Have some people that we can call on that, you know, kind of keep us, I guess you can say, on track.
Yeah.
But it's definitely rough when you don't have that when you miss that culture and you, like Mara said, you really don't know until you're out of it.
I mean, and this would be anywhere in the world, you guys. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like, I mean, Africa is no different than if I was moving to Europe. Like, the cultural differences are going to be there. It doesn't matter where you're going.
Yes.
So, it's just something to keep in mind. And on top of all of that, moving as a family makes such a huge difference. A lot of people make this move individually,
Yes.
and their experiences are a lot different than ours. You know, even our son is kind of feeling the sting a little bit, and he's 5. So,
Which is very, very, very surprising because we did think that he didn't have enough of the American culture yet for him to actually miss it. We thought that was something that teenagers or, you know, kids a little bit older than him probably would start to put 2 and 2 together. But
So it's
What-
just something to think about. What we want you guys to do is make informed decisions, right?
Yeah.
When you're planning something like this, we really just want you to be aware of all of the things that could arise.
Yes.
So through our journey, you know, we want to share those things with you all so that you can say, hey, is this for us? You know, is it not for us? Is this something that we can do? Maybe it's not something that we're ready to take on. Will our kids be okay? Will our marriage survive? Like, you have to think about these things because this is not for the faint of heart.
And so we just, like Mara said, want you to be informed. We want to be honest and forthcoming with you guys and let you know there ain't all peaches and cream every day for us.
No.
And so this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the real stuff that we feel, the real stuff that we're doing.
So with that said, this is Keeping It Real Part 1. And we gonna reconnect for Keeping It Real Part 2, which probably will be in like 24 hours. No, I'm just saying. It'll be soon. We'll try to do it hopefully every week.
Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Okay, so make sure if you're planning your move, check out our consultancy service. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook if you're out there doing that type of stuff. And we look forward to your comments below. Let us know what you feel about being an immigrant versus actually being a repatriate.
Yeah, that's a conversation we need to have, y'all, because it sounds good. We're repats. Like, it sounds good, but we really need to talk about what it feels like being across the border or fresh off the boat. So with that
in our
said,
case, fresh off the plane.
Oh, fresh off the plane. So
All right, guys.
we love you guys, and we'll holler at you soon.
All right, take care.
Peace.